A person's first love is one of those experiences that defines them. Perhaps all experiences do, but I believe some resonate more than others, digging down deep into our core. When I was 14, I belonged to the Navy League Cadet Corps of Calgary. We thought we looked cool. One of our commanding officers was German and had connections in the military there. He arranged a trip for about 20 cadets. And for 10 days, we were treated like visiting royalty in the Deutschland. I experienced things never duplicated. Riding on a destroyer in the North Sea, salty storm spray blasting our hands and faces. Standing where the Bismarck was made, the largest warship of World War II. Eating cold cuts, cheese, and pasta with gravy for breakfast, and sweet tea. On a warm fall night during an Oktoberfest in a small town outside of Hamburg, I found love for the first time. The kind that stops your breath and makes everything else fade away. Her name was Angela. She had always been there, a fellow Renette, same age. But on this night, with fireworks popping and raining down, carousel music and twirling bulbs, laughter and joy surrounding us, she was transformed. Our eyes just met and never let go. We stayed very close the rest of the trip, sharing in everything, basking in the power of what we were feeling. Once back home, she lived on the other side of the city, so we would only see each other on cadet night. Thursdays could not come quick enough each week. We talked on the phone as much as parents allowed and snuck all the other lengthy conversations secretly when their backs were turned. She had straight, shoulder-length brown hair and dark chocolate eyes. A rounded, soft face that chin and cheek would define later. We held hands, but never kissed. That didn't seem as important as being together. She was smart and loved horses. On the weekends, her dad would drive her out to the stable they rented, and she would spend a few hours brushing and exercising her bliss. I never got a chance to see her ride, but I imagine it would have been amazing. Anytime you see someone doing what is truly their passion, it's powerful. One weekend, while she was out along a narrow farmer's road, a car approached, racing up from behind and blasted its horn. The massive animal spooked, and Angela fell to the ground and beneath its hooves. I found out when I called the next day. The quiet mother told me Angela was in the hospital and it would be best if I did not visit. I put my fist through a bathroom wall after I hung up. Mom and Dad understood, but Dad insisted I repair the damage at some point. It wasn't the wall's fault. I was a mess. The need to see her outweighed her parents' request that I stay away. I lasted 7 tormented days. Then I bought a small bouquet of flowers, hopped on public transit, and made my way to the hospital unannounced. In those days, a lowly 14-year-old with flowers could just wander into a ward, being directed to the proper room. I could hear voices at the door before I pushed it open. I should have listened to her parents. She lay, sheets half off, on the bed, struggling with 2 nurses who wanted to strap her down. Her head bandaged, tubes connected to things. She looked at me, but she did not see me. The damage to her brain too great for that. Her father spotted me and used his body to force me back out into the hole. He explained that Angela would need a long time to heal. She never returned to cadets. I heard years later that her family had moved to Australia, a place her father had worked before. That Angela had suffered such damage to her brain she was still behaving like an infant and needed constant care, but I didn't want to believe that. The driver of the car was never found. Much later, when my family was traveling in Hawaii, I was sitting on the beach, enjoying the warm sun and sweet air, when for a moment I swore I saw her. Now a woman, strutting through the sand with such confidence and grace. I didn't run up to her or even draw her attention. I just sat there and was so damn happy that she was all right. Or maybe part of me didn't want to find out. It wasn't her at all.